One of the things that we love about the ARC is the training department, I think is really strong. And I wonder in the course of your work, whether it was an individual you supported who taught you something or a class you took, how did you get comfortable in the job that you're in, especially newer staff that are still figuring things out? What's been an important part of you feeling confident on the job?
I definitely think you just have to be around the people you're supporting. You can listen to the staff, you can listen to people that are training you, but it ultimately comes down to spending that time with them. Because, if you're de-escalating a situation or you're trying to redirect them out of an emergency or something's happening, you got to know what it looks like when they're about to, not have a good day. So
Yeah,
it's all about knowing the person.
I agree with Ashley, especially because once you know the people, you can tell like, oh, like somebody might be upset. You can like little signs just knowing somebody. But I also think the med training is really important because I know like at my house we pass meds 8, 8, 4 at noon. We pass meds all the time, so that was really helpful. But also the core booster I found was really impactful for me because it kind of brings it into perspective that like everybody is different, and everybody needs different things, and it's more about like the values versus whereas like mant and like meds are very like not strict but they're very set in stone, whereas core booster is kind of it just helps bring everybody in and reminds everybody why we're here.
I am still ramping up some of my trainings, so I haven't been through the core booster yet. So I have had the med training and I had MANT training. The med training, like you said, it's nice to be aware of some of the areas that are more strict and like why they're strict for that reason, and the multiple checks to make sure that you're giving the right person the right dosage at the right time, from the right bottle. It's very important because that can affect the people that we're supporting immensely. I really appreciate having gone through the MANT training just so I know that if something were to get escalated, I do have that sort of training in my back pocket. I haven't had to use it so far, thankfully, but it is really good to be able to have that. And then that's a skill that can carry over into the rest of your life, not even necessarily in a direct support role. And kind of like what Ashley was saying, it does take a lot of spending time with the people. You can read their ISPs all you want. You can have tidbits handed from your different supervisors and colleagues, but it really comes down to building that one on one relationship and rapport so that in instances of escalation, they know that they can trust and rely on you, to kind of keep them grounded in those scenarios. Because if you don't have that trust, then they're not going to be looking for you when they're seeing red. And when everything else is not making sense, they're not going to look at you and know that they can lean on you and trust you. So that's definitely something that I've been leaning heavily in since being here at the ARC, is building those one-on-one relationships. Even if I'm not supporting you that day, I'm making sure I'm having meaningful conversations and I'm having meaningful interactions, and I'm stepping out of my way, going above and beyond, and making sure that you are aware that I'm willing to do that for you. Because again, I think that goes a long way to build that sort of trust dynamic that is really crucial in this role.
That's really well said. Honestly, I think you're using MANT all the time based on what you just said,
Hmm.
because for those of you that don't know what MANT is, that is the curriculum we use to help people de-escalate challenging situations. But it's really a curriculum based on relationships, paying attention to what people are telling you, and providing people with what they need when they do start to get stressed out. So, so you kind of just described it in a little nutshell there.